Kind of good evening. I want to tell you about a dream that I had this morning because it was funny and I can't stop thinking about it. And I always post my dreams to help you, to teach you how to interpret them, because obviously when I get my radio station, I'm going to have a show where I invite people to send their dreams in and I interpret them for them. To teach you how to read your own mind, to do obviously to prepare for things that you're being told are coming up, but also to do psycho self-analysis, do some psychoanalyzing. So anyway, I had a dream I walked into a bar. A girl walked into a bar. And it was really busy. It was more like a workman's club, or like an RSA, Retired Servicemen's Association club, which I think they have them here, but I know they definitely have them in New Zealand and Australia because my dad and brother-in-laws and all my pals that, like, obviously you can be a member if you've served in the military, and it's basically just like a pub for servicemen and retired servicemen and women, and their families, and that, where they put on all sorts of things from charity events. But you go there and have a drink. It's basically where you can go and have a drink with your own kind, where you're not being bothered by the public because it's members only. And I love them. I would rather drink at a servicemen's club than like go to a pub. I grew up with it, so yeah. I had a dream I walked into this bar, and I went up to the bar and I was ordering a drink, and I was standing with Nicole Kidman. She looked fabulous. I'm indifferent to the actors that I'm talking about in this dream. I don't like them. I don't dislike them. She's been in a couple of movies. She's a fantastic actress. I loved her, and I love Practical Magic and all of that. But I'm not really, celebrities don't. I'm not like, I don't go goo-goo over celebrities and that. It doesn't bother me. So the actors that I'm naming in this dream have nothing to do with anything. It's not a personal dislike or vendetta in that. They just happen to be who obviously my dream decided were going to be the representatives. So I was waiting for my drink. There must have been easily maybe 100 odd people sitting at the tables because it was quite big. And I'm talking to Nicole Kidman, but she wasn't a famous actress. She was just a woman, but she looked like Nicole Kidman. But in the dream, she wasn't a famous actress. So anyway, Hugh Jackman, who again wasn't a famous actor, he was just a man who looked like Hugh Jackman, came up to the bar and started screaming at me about how I had given his secret away, that he was secretly in love with this other woman who wasn't his wife, who was Nicole Kidman. And I hadn't said anything. He said, because I had written an article, I'd written something publicly where I'd mentioned Hugh Jackman and this woman, but it was very innocent. It was like, I can't remember what I said exactly, but it was something like Hugh Jackman and his co-star, blah, blah, blah. Like, I just mentioned Hugh Jackman and this woman. It wasn't co-star. I was talking about people in this blog, and I mentioned him, so I must have known him, but he was not a famous actor in the dream. But I was talking about him in passing along with this woman that I named, and he started nutting out at me because he said that I had exposed his secret love for this woman while he's standing right in front of his wife. And she just kind of seemed numb to it, like she was used to being ignored and abused and, treated like crap by him. and he was really, he was so angry, like he was right up in my face. And I remember thinking in the dream, like, you've just caught yourself out, because I never said, and I think I even said to him, I never said you were in love with her. All I said was is that you work with her, or that you know her, or something like that. And he kind of realised he'd put his foot in it right in front of everyone, because obviously when he came up to me and started screaming, everybody got their phones out and started recording. And then he challenged me to a fight, and I was like, okay, then come on then. And I was saying, how could you do that to your wife? Like, how could you treat your woman like this? She's the mother of your children. I can't, but like, you're disgusting. Like, she deserves better than you, and all of that. And he was like, right, that's it, blah blah blah. And he took his sweatshirt off to fight me, because obviously, like, Hugh Jackman, when you know him as like Wolverine and that, he's quite a muscular guy. So in my dream, I knew it was Hugh Jackman. Like, in my head, I knew it was Hugh Jackman, but in the dream, he was just an ordinary guy. So I'm thinking, I don't know, like, did we all know it was Hugh Jackman, but none of us cared that it was Hugh Jackman? Because he wasn't being treated like a celebrity at all. Like, nobody cared. I don't know. That's interesting. Anyway, he took his sweatshirt off, and I remember sort of being disappointed that he wasn't as big like I was expecting him to be. Like, he was like a toothpick, like he was really stick thin. And he took a swing at me. He went to punch me, but I ducked. And then I was like, okay, it's on now, bitch. So I took my sweatshirt off. I took, my jumper off, or whatever I was wearing. And I was all like athletic, and because I've been working, my boobs looked fabulous. I even in my dream, I remember thinking, oh my god, my boobs look fabulous. And I had like my black vest kind of singlet thing on that I always wear. I love them. It's just like a black shoestring. I've got loads of photos of me wearing them, actually. Um, and black tights, and I had boots and stuff on, and everyone was, I remember looking into the crowd of people and being happy that everyone was filming it. And then I raised my fists up, like, and I could hear people saying, like, oh my god, look at her body. And I said to them, don't worry about the bits under my arm, or that bit on my tummy. I've still got a little bit to work off, because I've just got like a little bit of loose skin still. It's nothing bad, but I don't like it, because So yeah, so I was like well athletic in that. I was well up for it. My body was, my body's sort of getting quite athletic and firm in that now. So yeah, and then I beat the crap out of him, and he didn't even put up a fight. It's like one punch, and he hit the ground and curled up into a fetal position, and just protected himself as I was like kicking him in that. And people were like cheering and laughing and making fun of him, because like he'd come in. It was like he'd come in to cause trouble, like a Karen moment. What's the boy version of a Karen? Is it a Kyle? Kyle and Karen, is that it? Well, he was a male Karen anyway. Yeah, and I doubt to him. He got like a karmic fail. And I was defending his woman in that as well. So, and yeah, so, and like people were happy, like, and then because they were uploading all their videos, and then next thing you know, I went viral. Like, I was all over the news, and like people were wanting to interview me, and I got famous, and um, men just thought I was the greatest thing since sliced bread. They were saying that I was the new breed of woman that every man wanted. Like, the divine feminine warrior. sort of thing. So yeah, that's what they called me, the divine feminine warrior. So I can't stop thinking about it because of the trouble that I'm causing at the moment to Elon Musk and Keir Starmer and that. So basically, the dream means is that I'm gonna what it basically is saying is that I'm going to be recognised as the defender of the working class people, like the normal blue collar people. I'm going to be I'm going to make a name for myself as their defender, which now is utterly, like, totally making sense because I am, and that I'm going to going to be known for it, and that to dream of ordering drinks at a bar, though I didn't get my drink or have a drink, I just dreamt I ordered it. It basically means being prepared. You're being prepared for what's coming. You know what's coming and you're being prepared for it. So the fact that I was defending the woman and defending his woman, and that means that, like standing up, teaching women how to stand up for themselves, being like the mascot for women standing up to their abusers and their domestic abusers, and the men that think that they can just treat them like crap because they're in relationships and that with them. So yeah, basically teaching women how to fight the misogyny and the narcissism sort of thing. So I don't know why she was Nicole Kidman. All I can tell you is that to dream of famous people means public recognition. And she was just standing there helpless. And he was all aggressive in that. So the Hugh Jackman side of it, obviously getting public recognition for taking someone famous down, or someone who's publicly known down, in front of a whole pile of witnesses who are then witnessed it and taken what they've witnessed and sharing it around and passing it around, and it making me famous and getting a name for myself for defending the underdog and, the working class, the veterans and the builders and the working class, the blue collar. That's basically what the dream means. And my body looked fabulous. When I took my jumper off, I remember thinking, oh, my boobs look awesome. Oh, because I was thinking, like, I was worried about how I was going to look, and it's not vanity. It's because every time I make these posts where I'm whistleblowing on these troublemakers and bad people in positions of power and that, I'm always concerned about, is this going to be what ends up getting me deported or arrested, or, where the king stops listening, and says, I've had enough, get rid of her. Like, I have to be very consciously aware of what I post and how I post, while absolutely standing in my truth and the conviction of my truth. And so that's why I was concerned about the way I looked. It wasn't a vanity thing, and because obviously my boobs were involved, because basically if I look down, I see my boobs and nothing else. I see my boobs before I even see the floor. If I want to look at my shoes when I'm standing, I have to look over my breasticles. So the fact that they were a concept, well, like they featured in the dream, is to do with basically, how do I do this? How do I come across as being strong and in my authority and not taking crap from anyone while defending the little guy, while still looking feminine and classy at the same time? That's what all of that means. So I can't stop thinking about it. I'm sleeping a lot because I'm in a lot of pain. So when I'm in pain, I have no choice but to sleep. So I'm basically just sleeping, eating, causing trouble, sleeping, eating, causing trouble. But it's like it's invigorated me. This fight that I've had with Elon Musk, like, and whistleblowing, and them, the EU and Starmer and that, trying to blame Russia for what happened in Ukraine, and I got the King and the ICC involved while I was doing the investigation to prove that they were lying. And now Russia have come out and said that categorically had nothing to do with us. We don't target civilian buildings and blah blah blah. So they've confirmed everything that I said anyway. It's like like I have to be concerned about how I come across, but at the same time I've got to conserve my energy, because doing this, believe it or not, using quantum magnetics and that, and doing my investigations using um, the mind of God frequency, or the creation frequency, it takes a lot of energy out of me. And because I'm already in pain anyway, like I'm running on about 10% health bar, but consistently, like I'm not recharging, but I'm not losing. I'm just consistently at 10% health bar. And so I'm too sore and too tired to cook meals. So I'm having toast. I even got myself a takeout yesterday, which I never usually do. I only get a takeout as like a treat, or when I can't stand to cook, because gravity hurts my stomach and that, my scars, and it all pulls. And when I'm inflamed and sore and that, obviously when I'm standing, everything drags. So yeah, so I've just been eating, sleeping, causing trouble, eating, sleeping, causing trouble, and consistently staying at 10%. But as I said, I'm not down. It's invigorated me. It's put like the power of God into me to actually push through and break through the glass ceiling, so to speak. It's put a rocket up my butt. It's put like a bee in my bonnet. It's given me the push and the strength I need to rise up out of what they're trying to do. And what they're trying to do with me was switching my phones off and making sure that I have limited contact with King Charles and Vladimir and all that. Like, it's actually like, how dare you put my king in danger and threaten Great Britain? And like, I can't believe that you've killed those people in Ukraine and blamed it on Russia, and that, like, and then of course doing the investigation and realizing that Musk is helping Starmer with the drones and the missiles and the Starlink and putting it all together. It's like, right, pulling my sleeves up, pulling myself up by my bootstraps, straightening my knickers, pulling my shirt down, grabbing my sword from behind my back, and just like charging into that battlefield with full vigor, because they tipped me over the edge. Elon Musk tipped me over the edge. He broke it was his last attempt to try and shut me up, for catching him out on what he's doing to Great Britain, how he's helping hurt and repress the British people, and put my king in danger, and then allowing Russia to be blamed for what happened in Ukraine and all of that. It was the straw that broke the camel's back with me. And then it was like I just rose, man. I rose like the phoenix. I just rose from the underworld with my dragon wings, like just out in full view of everyone. And I'm like, right, here we go. Sword swinging, fire breathing coming out my mouth, talons going, and I just, yeah, boom, done. So he targeted me. And he didn't realise when he'd done it that the ICC and King Charles and Vladimir Putin and that, they were all watching, because I had them all like tagged on my messages, and he forgot that I had them all tagged, and they've been seeing exactly what he's been trying to do and exactly what he's involved in. So yeah, I was just so happy. So that's what the dream was. So I think the dream was telling me, I'm taking Elon Musk down. By him targeting me, it exposed his level of involvement in what happened with Russia, and what's happening in the United Kingdom, and what they're planning with Pegasus. because I had said about the lasers, they might use the lasers, and I was going to say Musk's lasers, but I didn't. I left that bit out. So, yeah, long story short, I think my fight with Hugh Jackman is me taking Elon Musk down, because he's my nemesis. He's my doppelganger. He wants so badly to be me. I swear to God, he's jealous of my relationship with Vladimir Putin. I think he wants to be me, but I think he wants Vladimir Putin to love him more than Vladdy loves me. Like, as in, like, because like we're working together to fight the darkness. I think I've won Vladimir's respect, and I think Musk doesn't like it one bit, and so he wants to be in my position. He wants to have from Vladdy how Vladdy feels about me, and he doesn't like it, so he's tried to do everything he can to keep us apart, to stop me from being able to communicate, because I'm whistleblowing too much. So by him jumping in and immediately targeting me and shutting my phone and my internet and all that off, he literally exposed himself, because he made me have to authenticate my account this morning, and it led me straight to the email that had hacked my Facebook, which isn't my email, which proves that him and my husband and my husband Martin and all of that, that they were all in on what happened to me together. I was right from the very beginning. I was right about everything. And by him doing what he did this morning with my account and that, he exposed himself. And then, of course, then it's like I had that dream, and it's like, oh, that's what that meant. Or did I have the dream first? Oh no, I think I had the dream first, and then I went in to check my ex, and then that's when he made me authenticate my account, because he said there was suspicious activity, which is bollocks. He just is trying to stop me from talking to the king and that. So, so then he exposed himself, I think. But that's what the dream meant anyway, and that's what I keep thinking. It has to have, Hugh Jackman has to have been the representative of Elon Musk. So when he did his last attempt to try and silence me from catching him out, because of his epic jealousy of my relationship with Vladimir Putin in regards to, we're working behind the scenes and under the cover of darkness and that in the name of God to protect the pure and innocent from all over the world, not just Russia. Like he's trying to liberate Ukraine, and help them have like a fair election so that they get like a democratically elected president and all of that. So as well as now he's having to make sure that Starmer doesn't do anything stupid in Britain, because he keeps trying to blame Russia and that. So so I've been helping him, and I think Elon Musk didn't like that one bit. So yeah, it's like he has been trying everything he can to stop me from reaching out to Vladdy and King Charles and that, to let them know what was going on with the whole Pegasus thing, and how Vladdy was set up with the bombing in Ukraine and all that. And because then he jumped in, and by him jumping in and doing what he did, he exposed himself. Like, he revealed himself to be like a double agent traitor. He has no concern about what's going to happen with the future of Britain whatsoever, like none whatsoever. All he cares about is gaining power and control so that he can help Donald Trump come in and take his place as king, because Donald Trump so desperately wants to be king, but he's dying. I told him, I got to do what I got to do. I follow orders, and when God tells me what to do, I do it. He's the only man in this entire universe who tells me what to do, and I do it. Which funnily enough, will have a lot to do with the whole me standing up for Nicole Kidman thing. I was standing up for myself as well. You're not going to treat me like this just because you have no regard for women, because he has no regard for women. I personally think he wants to be a woman, but he was raised to have such little regard for women. I think secretly he might be jealous of his daughter Vivienne because he had the guts to step into his feminine role to do something that Elon Musk doesn't have the guts to do, because you have to understand he keeps running around with the whole Baphomet costume and saying he's Thanos and that, but they're bisexual. They're like the demons and gods and that of bisexuality and transgenderism and all that. So I don't think he realises that. And I mean, he's as camp as a row of tents. I don't know. But that's my opinion. It's not fact. It's just, why would a grown ass man be so jealous of a woman like me because of the relationship I have with presidents and kings? If it's not because he wants to be me. He literally wants to be me. He copies everything I do. He tries to copy everything I do. And remember in my video where I was talking about the doppelganger effect? That's the thing that psychopaths do, is that they will mimic empaths. They will mimic people that they admire and even that they can be in love with and stuff. But they hate them that they can never be them. So they mimic them. And because they don't know how to mimic empathy, and because, women are the embodiment of the nurturer and the empath and, being all tender and motherly and all that, because he doesn't have any of that in him whatsoever, he tries to mimic me. Everything I come out and do, within a couple of months, he starts doing it too. He's stolen so many of my ideas and that. Then I get this random email from China wanting in on my connection with the Council of Elders, and I couldn't figure out whether they were talking about the Council of Elders or quantum magnetics or like my space shuttle. But yeah, they were wanting to collaborate in that, and it just was all very weird. It just felt. I said if you go to my posts in there, it had Elon Musk written all over it, talking about it was like it was written by like a AI program. There was no emotion, there was no, it was all just dealing with facts and animatronic, like automated kind of bleh. And I said it doesn't feel like it's China in origin, it feels like Elon Musk. But yeah, anyway, because remember, he thinks he's an alien from a diamond planet. So, and wasn't he just recently in China? I know he was in India. So yeah, anyway, so that's what the dream means in regards to the Elon Musk. I'm not saying that he is. I'm saying that that's what Baphomet, the devil that he worships, that's what he represents. And psychologically speaking, it is said that men who have a hatred for people who are LGB and T, lesbian, bi, gay, or trans, men who have a hatred for them, it's actually a secret longing and jealousy that they don't have the guts to express their homosexual urges and that as well. See, with Vladimir Putin, he doesn't hate them the way that Trump and Musk do. And there's long been rumours about Donald Trump from the past about his mentor and him having a relationship, and it is out there. There is stuff out there. But with Vladimir Putin, he doesn't have a problem with the LGBT and T. He has a problem with the forced, how it's being forced. and he has a problem with the children being put on the hormones and that from a young age, where the damage is irreversible, because like 80% of all people who change their sexuality and that as children regret doing it later on in life, and 80% of them, by the time they turn 18, they're like, no, I think that was just a phase, and now I'm not trans, I'm just gay, or I'm not gay, I'm straight, I think I was just going through a phase. Because people have to understand, there are a lot of mammals in the animal kingdom who will turn gay when there's no breeding partners around. There's a lot of animals that have the gay Shrek's rules when there's no breeding partners around. A lot of them, like lions, deers, all sorts, dolphins. So it's not a mental illness. It can't be a mental illness. It has to be like a genetic hormonal chemical thing. Experimentation, finding yourself, whatever it is, blah blah blah. So Vladimir Putin only has a problem with the fact that we're living in a world now where wokeism is destroying these children's chances at allowing themselves to grow up and figure out who they really are, which I 100% agree with, and so do my children. My son Thomas, in that, he's questioning, he's going through a thing, but even he says there's two genders, there's two sexes, and the biological male, biological female, and he 100% says that these governments and that should not be encouraging children to take these hormones and change their sex and all of that, because of the damage that it does. Like, he's like, let yourself figure yourself out, sort of thing, which I 100% agree with. He doesn't, he's finding himself, and I'm giving him the space to do that, and that's all Vladimir's saying. Just let kids figure themselves out, stop forcing it. But then also he comes out and says, with these woke ideations and that are spreading through governments and stuff, it's a lot of it is centered around devil worshipping. Molech and Baphomet, who are the two probably most famous devils for worshipping for the Illuminati and the elites. Donald Trump is Baal, with the greed and the gold, and his worshipping of the goat and the golden arches and the calf and all of that. So so it's it's just interesting. So it's just an observation. I'm not saying that he is. It's not an accusation. I'm just saying that statistically, psychologically, his reaction to all of this might come from some sort of repressed sexuality. It would explain why he's got all these children that were all created artificially, and why he invested in the robotic wombs and uteri. He even offered to help me. He's obsessed with having a baby with me. When he was Linear, he went by the name Linear on Instagram, and he was trying to ask how he could get hold of my ovaries, the eggs from my ovaries then, and then using a fake name, someone Chapman, I think his name was, trying to talk me into seeing a doctor who could help me have a baby outside of the womb and all of that. So yeah, it's because everyone knows about Roisin now. She has been named, in the video that I posted about the 1200-year prophecy, because a lot of devil worshippers and that know about this child who could possibly be the wife to the second coming, or the protector to the second coming, or the messenger before the second coming. I don't know, but she comes before the second coming of Christ. She arrives just in time for his conception. And a lot of people have started to figure this out, and they said, the name that shall be named when the time is right. Well, her name is Roisin. Her name's going to be Roisin, which is Rose or Rosie, after my Arab nana. And he posted that picture of him surrounded by roses, dressed as a Saxon knight with a double halo around his head, carrying an AK-47, which then told me exactly what his plan was for my king and Great Britain and how he sees himself, which is really quite twisted. So I think that dream with me kicking Hugh Jackman's butt and everybody witnessing it and things being uploaded and shared and all that sort of thing could possibly be this latest public takedown that I've had with Elon Musk. And instead of keeping me down and holding me back, it actually lit the fire under me that I needed to rise up in order to put an end to this once and for all. Because, like I said, I'm sick to death of people trying to kill the men that I love, the men that I care about, whether they're friends or not. You know, they managed to take the weak, coward men from my life, but now they're targeting the ones whose life purpose and futures actually are important to the future of mankind and humanity, and they're the two men that I'm currently trying to protect from people like the EU and the Weffers and the Hoofers and, you know, Starmer and all of that, because they're all working together. Bill Gates, this Pegasus plan to destroy the bloodlines of the royal family and kill off a whole pile of veterans and blah, blah, blah. So what he's just tried to do, it was the straw that broke the camel's back. So now I'm like, bring it. I'm ready. So even in agony, even in absolute pain, he still hasn't kept me down, and I'm still kicking his ass. So, and I'm pretty sure that's what the dream meant, because I had the dream, and then I woke up and checked my phone, and that's when he locked me out, and I had to have the access code, and by having the access code, it got sent to an email that's not even connected to my ex, to the exact same email that was connected to my Facebook hacking. So then it proved, because when it came up with my husband Martin's name, but the same email, it proves that they're all in on it together, and that Elon Musk has been helping them from behind the scenes, controlling my social media, and he called himself out, which is what the dream was, because Hugh Jackman came to yell at me for something that was completely nothing to do with nothing, like it was a completely innocent thing that I'd posted, but it was his reaction that gave him away. So, yeah. So anyway, that was the dream. And I'm still defending my king, and I'm still defending Great Britain, and I'm still defending Vladimir and Russia. And I feel like the Incredible Hulk now. Like, I feel so strong. Even laying here on my side with my guts in pain, I feel so strong. Like the Thing, I feel like I'm made from the rocks of like the highest mountain. You know, like that's how I feel. I feel that strong. I just, oh my God. So it's like, yeah, come on then, let's do this, bitch. Like, I'll fight him in the ring. I said to King Charles, let me get in the ring with Starmer. Bugger Starmer, I think he'd cry as soon as I challenged him. Put me in with Elon. I'm not afraid. Like, it's like, yeah, come on. Come on! That's how I feel. I love it. And I mean, oh my God. I think it's made me ovulate because my boobs are hurting, and it's, you know, the kind of boobs that hurt when you're ovulating. So I think this challenge, this him forcing me to step into my pure, raw, primal, feminine strength and energy, stepping into my divine power, he's literally turned me into the golden dragon, and I just feel like, you know what I mean? I'm ready. Let's do this. That's how I feel. So, oh my God. And that's just so hot. Or is that just me? Is that a Scorpio thing? Or is that just me that I find that so hot? I'm ready to make babies. I just need a man. Just need my Moon King to fall down from the sky and be like, come on, let's do this, let's make babies. So, anyway, I was not expecting any of that to come out when I was analysing my dreams, so I'm going to have to make sure that this isn't for children. Okay, I'm going to go and have a drink of water, and I've got to have something to eat, but it's hot and I'm sore, and I don't know, I might just have toast or something. I just don't care. I know I have to eat because, like, quantum magnetics just makes me ravenous. I wrote about it in the actual comic book where she wakes up and her cat's dialing food for her because he knows that when she wakes up from her time jump, she's going to be ravenous. I eat like a man when I come out of a jump. I don't know where it goes. I must go to my boobs, eh? Because I'm not putting on any weight for the amount that I eat, but it's because it's all brain food, eh? I need it. You couldn't do quantum magnetics and time jumping as a vegetarian or a vegan. It would kill you. One jump, I think you'd end up in hospital. So yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to go now and figure out what the hell I'm going to do about food. And then I've got to wait for it to be dark enough to have a shower because it's hot and I'm sweaty and I hate sweating. I hate the heat so much. All I keep doing is fantasizing about when we get out of here going to a cabin in the snow. So, yeah. Love it. I'll speak to you later. Ka kite anō. Mwah.